Okay, you should be able to find this slide deck in of its own in the client portal for True Freedom plans, but I'm going to talk you through this one. So True Freedom Premier plans are the most viable alternative to traditional long-term care insurance. I'm going to add to that I think long-term care insurance is better. It has deeper levels of service that you can get, but a lot of people wait too long or they don't qualify. That's been the most common people that we've been able to help with these types of plans. And we'll go into, you'll see as we go through this, what's great about them and where they fall a little short of long-term care. But man, when people can't get long-term care, these have been a godsend. Let's see here. The Department of Health and Human Services reports that 70% of seniors will require some type of home care in their lifetime at home. Two primary reasons seniors end up needing home care range from a trip and fall accident to memory or cognitive issues. Those are typically the two triggers that someone needs to be cared for at home, is they've injured themselves in their old age or they're having cognitive issues. So what would happen if you suddenly needed assistance preparing meals or with dressing yourself or bathing yourself or hygiene? If you needed that suddenly or gradually, and actually most of the cases, I don't even know if it is suddenly. A lot of times it's gradually that takes place. If something happened to you, is there someone who is able to clear their schedule, family member or someone like that, and immediately provide you with 24/7 care if it's necessary? And they're pressing the immediacy because it's so easy to trigger the benefits on True Freedom. That's why they're sort of making it like this could happen suddenly, because True Freedom is geared to go into action suddenly if you need it. The real question is, would you rather recover here in a convalescent hospital or at home? If the answer is at home, then your solution is True Freedom. Our memberships provide two choices of home care service. This is important. So the first level of care that you can get is called agency hours. Now this is non-medical. They're not giving you meds. They're not shooting a needle. They're not handling a bag or something. It's non-medical home care provided by a licensed and bonded network agency for up to 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. The service can assist with meals, cooking for you, or feeding if you need it that bad. It can help dress you, can do your laundry for you, it can bathe you, it can help you toilet, mobility, and more. And I'll give you some examples of the more. It could take you to church. It could go buy your groceries. You could have it just do short things. You don't have to do 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's the maximum that they'll do agency hours. So that's that's 25 hours a week between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. They'll give you agency hours where this service pays for those hours. But you can have less if you desire less. Then you also have anytime hours. Now, anytime hours gives the option to the member the freedom to choose a trusted friend or neighbor. Somebody's not living in the same home. It can't be a family member living at home, to provide companion care. Anytime service is available any day of the week. They'll pay for it during any or all hours, including overnight and 24/7 live-in care. So this service will pay for both types of care under the circumstances you just saw. Super easy to use. Either agency or anytime home care service are dispatched directly from our customer care coordinators by simply making one toll-free call. Service in most cases begins within 24 hours if you need somebody. Contractually, it's within 72 hours, but they're usually better than that. There's no claim forms in this. There's no paperwork that has to be done or doctor's reports. You simply pick up the phone and say, I need to trigger my benefits, and it goes. And that's because these benefits are very liberal in what they're doing. They're not medical care. They're just assistance with your living. And they have the agencies right on call that they've contracted with. You've got a set number of hours. You can use them up as quickly or as slowly as you want. But once you get through the initial qualification period, which this will cover in a minute, you pick up the phone and say, I need someone, and they're there. Rejuvenation. This needs some explanation. Once a member has exhausted all of the initial hours in their plan, the benefits are fully restored in 90 days. The lifetime membership hours equal 10x the initial hours of your chosen plan. Now, I got to explain this to you. This is not clear. If you buy a 10,000 hour plan, which is their best plan, what you basically have is 10 1,000 hour blocks of care that you can order. Again, either agency or the other kind. I forgot the name of it already. But you can anytime or agency. And you've got 10 1,000 hour blocks. The way this works and the way the company doesn't lose their shirt is they do spread that out. If you bought into membership with 10,000 hours, you get 1,000 hours at whatever rate you want to use them up, as slow or as quick as you want to use them. And then there's a 90-day wait before they give you the next block. If you bought 6,000 hours, okay, that would be 10 600-hour blocks with 90 days in between them. So that's the structure of how this works. It mitigates what you've got to come up with and what they come up with. But what they come up with is extremely discounted as compared to paying for it on your own. But that's what this slide is talking about. Hopefully it's got more in it, but I'm happy to go over it with you. And I've got lots of resources to show you how this works. But you've got certain numbers of hours that you buy. The hours are going to be broken into 10 blocks, equal blocks, and you're going to get all those hours until the first block runs out. Then you wait 90 days, then the second block starts. When the second block of hours is used up, you wait 90 days, and the third block comes out. This is still a huge savings, which you'll see later, not in this presentation, on our spreadsheet that I personally devised to let you use almost any combination of on and off service and see what you're going to save and what it's going to cost you. So they're saying this gives you future peace of mind for you and your family. Institutional care is delayed or avoided by getting these hours on home care, and you can receive care and recover in your home. Family or friends are not burdened by the fact that you need care. It's an affordable solution to the real cost. And I'll see where this slideshow goes, but there's lots of things to discuss about the real cost is. And it's a personalized plan of care for you. Value. The price in maintaining a plan decreases each year for the first 4 years when no home care service is utilized. From year 5 and beyond, the membership price will remain at the 40% discounted rate until home care assistance is requested. So I will explain this. You start at a certain rate that you buy in. If in the first year you're on a 10,000 hour plan and you didn't make any claims for hours, next year your membership, your annual membership in this is going to decrease by 10%. If that year you didn't claim any hours, it's going to decrease by another 10% until it decreases over 4 years by 40%. It will bounce back up when you finally make a claim. But if you've bought into this and you don't know when you're going to need it and you want to be conservative about using up your hours, well, you go each year that you don't use it, it drops 10% until you trigger it. Now, once you trigger it, the full charge will go back on, but you're now receiving hours and receiving benefits. See me if there's any questions about that. Built-in inflation protection. I think this is a really important aspect. Because you're purchasing access to hours instead of dollars per day. You're not buying dollars. You're not buying a dollar reimbursement. You're buying the hours. The value of the hours in your plan automatically increases with the cost of home care over time. So if you bought 10,000 hours and today they'd have to pay someone $25 an hour, and this plan takes you forward 5, 6, 7 years, and the cost later is $40 an hour instead of $25, you still have the hours. It doesn't change anything, and you don't get charged more because hours have increased. So it's a type of built-in inflation protection that you're buying hours, not dollars. And finally, many of the reasons we are called True Freedom is simple. There's no underwriting. Now, I'm going to tell you what, there is a couple qualifications. They're really, really mild, but you don't have to go through any sort of medical underwriting. There's no claim form when you want to make a claim. You pick up the phone, you call. There's no deductible that you have to go through first. There's no age limit on who can get this. It's available anywhere in the country. If you want to move, they have service providers all over the country. They don't provide the service. They're contracted with service providers that are, home care service providers all over the country. Choices of service, field issue contract. That means I can literally write the contract for you and hand it to you. And you don't need any health triggers. You use the care as you want to use it. If you just want someone to do your laundry, there's no trigger about that. You call up and say, I need someone to come over and do my laundry once a week. And you can use your hours up slowly like that if you want. Available savings upon enrollment. I think if you pay up front instead of monthly, they get a 5% discount. If you're with a spouse or a partner, there's a 10% dual discount. And 15% discount annual memberships and dual enrollment. Right. So if you pay for the year and it's a couple, you'll save 15% off the cost of the membership. 4 great plans available. Now this gets into how many hours you're buying. The platinum plan, the gold one, the silver, or the bronze, or the aluminum foil, I guess. All right, here's the bronze. This is the cheapest plan. In this plan, you're only buying 1,500 lifetime hours. That means you're buying 10 bundles of 150 hours. That is either $95 monthly or $11.40 annually to have that on hand. Now, when those hours happen, there's no charge for the hours. They just send someone in, they go. So what you're paying for the hours is your monthly or annual membership fee. Again, 5% annual discount payment for an individual. That makes it $1,083 if you pay all up front. 10% for domestic couples, etc. They're showing you the discounts. But the base charge for 1,500 hours or 10 150-hour blocks is $95 a month or $11.40 per year. And then you get the discounts. That makes it $1,083 if you pay up front. $95 monthly equals $11.40 annually. If you pay up front for the year, it's $1,083. The next level is you buy 3,000 hours. That's 10 300-hour bundles, $175 monthly to be in that plan, or $2,100 annual. Or if you pay up front, it's $1,995. So $1,995 a year gets you a reservation when you're ready for 3,000 hours, 10 times 300. Gold plan, 6,000 lifetime membership hours. That's your 10 times 600 hour bundles. Again, refer to the spreadsheet. There's some other videos I will do on this that will help you understand how many hours you should get. What does it look like? How long will these hours last? Lots of scenarios. I've done a lot of detailed work to help you understand scenarios that might play out on this. But the basic information on a gold plan is 6,000 lifetime hours. That's $295 a month or $35.40 annually. And if you pay up front, it's $33.63. And again, realize that when you're paying this, if you don't use the hours that year, next year this will go down 10%. And the next year will go down 10% more. And the next year will go down 10% more until it's reduced by 40% if you have not made a claim on the hours. Platinum is, frankly, I think every plan I've ever done with anybody's been a platinum. Because if they're doing this, they just really want to be certain they've got a bounty of hours. This is 10,000 lifetime membership hours. And I've done scenarios on this where this can last like 6, 7, 8 years of pretty good hours of care. This could last quite a while. The membership for that is $475 a month, which would be $5,700 annually. But if you pay upfront for the year, it's $54.15. And again, that goes down 10% every year that you don't use it. Now, once you make a claim, it goes back to $54.15 and it will stay there. Once you've made any claim at all, then it's going to stay there. They, of course, are trying to reduce their delivery of benefits to make themselves viable and solvent and affordable. So the incentive is, hey, you shouldn't ask for your hours and we'll reduce your rate. And the minute you ask for hours, your rate goes back up. But if you consider, and I want you to think about this for a minute, 10,000 hours at $25 an hour is $250,000 of coverage. Think about that. You've bought $250,000 of coverage for $54.15 a year. That's what this plan does. But of course, they're going to mitigate that, and they're going to meter how quickly you can use those hours so that they don't become insolvent, which you definitely don't want. You want the company to stay solvent and deliver. Oh, here it shows right there. I've been skipping this. $250,000 of current lifetime real value is what you're getting at $25 an hour for care. Simple one-page enrollment, customer survey. I'll do that with you if you're interested in going through with this. Thank you for your time. We hope that you have found this information powerful enough to make the best decision for your family. Today's goal wasn't just to enroll you, it was to provide you with true freedom. Yep. Thanks for listening.